Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and as you can see today I'm at the MCM Comic Con, and I'm very fortunately joined by man who needs no introduction, of course, Evan Brooks from the Hasbro design team. What we're going to be doing today is just going through a few things and trying to answer a few questions. I've been very lucky and very privileged to have access to some of these figures. We've gone through some of the comments, and hopefully we can address a few things, a few concerns, and indeed just answer a few questions that people have asked.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Brilliant. So first and foremost, we're going to talk a little bit about Onslaught. A couple of the questions that people have asked is, does the cab just come off? And of course, we can confirm straight away that it does, like so. It is just attached via these two tabs, which go straight into there.
Yep. And obviously, I'm covering for Mark and Hisui-san as they were the designers on this figure. So I will answer any and all these questions to the best of my ability. But yeah.
The other thing as well is people wondering about the turning point. Does it turn? Does it move? You can see that it clearly does. In fact, if you can't, you can see that it does there. It's not a full 90-degree turn, but there's more than enough there for it to rotate on that particular axis.
Yep. It's very similar almost to how like the Commander 86 Ultra Magnus worked in terms of like radius. So yeah, but it's enough that hopefully folks can have some fun with it. So
the other thing as well is I don't think it comes across, and excuse the pun, in hand of just how big this literally is in hand. This is a huge figure. Yep. And of course, it is no surprise, although we can't show the combined mode, and again we'll stress that why. You can obviously tell this is going to take something about the frame system that we've had with Superior and everybody else, but the carrier part, the aircraft carrier part, is just huge, isn't it? It's just really pans out. And again, with regards to the actual cab itself, this scales perfectly, doesn't it?
Yep. So he's relatively the same scale as Silverbolt. So he features much of the same articulation, since he is pretty much almost the very same system that the Silverbolt and the Motormaster were in the past. So it is still a very similar frame system. So he converts in a very similar way to form a chest.
Okay. Yeah. So that then answers the question as well. Obviously, we corrected that. Well, I corrected myself with the waist swivel. But with regards to the wrists, unfortunately, there isn't a wrist swivel due to what's going on the side of the arms.
Well, it's a wrist transformation hinge. Yes. So he does not have a swivel, but he does have a swivel at his bicep, so he can still turn his arm. So,
and again, you'll see it in all its glory when it's fully combined anyway.
Yep.
And as you say, most importantly, with the trailer, when it transforms into the base and the turret, he can, of course, man it, which, let's be honest, is probably the most important thing for it.
There should be several pictures of that out by now, I think. So, yeah.
I think there's quite a few. And again, anything else that perhaps we've missed or you want to know, please do keep the questions coming, and we'll try and get them answered as soon as possible. One other thing that because I haven't managed to get around to the wheelie yet.
Okay.
And this is one of my bads. I'm sure I got clipped loads of times because I initially, and I have to own this, when I first saw this mold, I said on video, unfortunately, that it's just an upscaled version of this.
I'm shocked I didn't call you out on that, actually.
You can clearly see right here that it is definitely not an upscaled version of this.
Completely brand new mold.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even say upscaled. I said it was just a different deco, rather.
Yeah.
And it's completely different. So the thing that's brilliant about this is obviously it's based on the toy colours.
Yep.
And you can also see that it is clearly the biggest wheelie we've had, I think, in the Generations toy line. I don't think there's
to my knowledge, but I'm sure somebody in the comments will write in and tell us that technically there was a bigger wheelie at some point in time.
Oh, the GDO, yes.
Oh, the classics.
The GDO, which used the jazz mold.
Yeah.
So scrub that one. I forgot that.
We got there.
We got there, yeah. So, okay, out of the ones that we're going to do. Now, of course, this is going to beg the question now, for this particular person, which is the Studio Series colours. You know you're going to get asked it a lot of times.
Yep.
Is he going to reappear in the Studio Series?
I think that's a given that eventually, yes, there will be an 86 redeco of this wheelie, perhaps with an alternate head. You'll have to wait and see.
That sounds perfect, and I think that's answered that. Go back to combiners. We've been very lucky. It has been quite tough. Obviously, we've had Devastator and Superior in this year already, which is fantastic. It's definitely been said a few times, but it's been nice to hear from people like yours.
Okay.
We're looking to. I keep saying we.
It's okay. You've been here representing Hasbro all weekend, so you are allowed to say we.
Yeah. The reason it's we is because the amount of questions that we've received.
Yeah.
It's trying to, I suppose, get that across. It's looking like one combiner a year then.
Yep. Yes, it is. Essentially, I think we found like a good system, and I think it's kind of been pretty obvious now, especially with the last couple of years, what we've been doing. But yeah, I think everybody can look forward to receiving one combiner a year, and hopefully all the figures will come out in that same year. So
and as you say, it gives people time to know that if this is the combiner that they're interested in, that they're gonna have to get it over there. Well, they've got 3 waves
Yep.
to get all the parts over, which is great. So staying with combiners, you said that we're going to get 1 a year.
Yep.
I know that everybody's asking, and I'm not asking you to confirm or deny, but with when we eventually get a Defensor figure, now of course the Combiner Wars was okay.
Yep.
I've got the Combiner Wars, but the Combiner Wars was slightly different, as in they used Groove as a chest plate.
Yes, yes.
So Age of the Primes is seemingly, as far as I can be aware, following more of the continuity of Generation 1.
Correct, yeah.
So if and when we do get a Defensor, will Groove be a chest piece, or will he be back to his original G1 self? Will he be a limb?
I think more than likely people can expect him to become a limb if and when we get to Defensor.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
No, that's, again, for me, as I say, even though obviously it's hard to scale him in.
Well, one, I absolutely loved that version because I loved the introduction of Rook. I thought that was a fantastic limb, and I also like how Groove popped on the chest. Like, I thought that was really fun and very clever. But obviously, as you said, with Age of the Primes and just Legacy in general, we've been following a lot more of like the animation continuity and the designs.
Okay. So sticking with, again, combiners, I was very lucky as well to be at San Diego Comic-Con, and everybody over there was talking about Computron, and over here, it's been completely different. We've had a lot of people talking about Ruination and
Defensor.
Ruination, I would say, and Defensor. So with Age of the Primes and the combiners that we've been discussing and we've seen so far, they've all been, again, Generation 1. So for the people who aren't as much into Generation 1, could there be a possibility that we may get a Ruination, which of course is a different toy line?
I think people can expect that in the future. There will more than likely be gift sets that will be redecos at some point. So I think Ruination is a top redeco for this figure. But you'll have to wait and see which one we choose because the Bruticus and the Combaticons had several decos that we could choose between. So there might be a couple different colorways in the future. We're just going to let these molds breathe for a little while, so it will probably be a couple years before you see it.
Exactly. There's countless redecos of this.
Absolutely. God, we could even do Battle Gaia if we were looking into it.
That would be my personal favorite, obviously. Sticking with the things that we've seen, obviously, which are brand new. We're going to talk quickly about timelines. Now, again, most people, some collectors, obviously, perhaps not be aware of BotCon. I don't know if BotCon started timelines. I'm more aware of timelines coming from BotCon. So some of the questions...
It certainly had the name,
They had a lot of... Some of their gift sets with timelines and things. So I know it's a comic book, but a lot of people have been asking, and I suppose they want just a better understanding of what exactly is timelines. Because obviously we've had Hearts of Steel, which is... I, again, made a mistake. It's nothing to do with Industrial at all. It's,
well, essentially, that is what Timelines is in general, is just envisioning Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, and Bumblebee, some of our top 4 characters, waking up in different eras and different timelines. Essentially why the name is called Timelines. So, instead of waking up in the 1980s, they're instead waking up in the late 1800s. So that was Hearts of Steel. And now we're doing like feudal Japan with our newest ones that we just revealed. And we're looking to explore different themes in the future. Like, it would be interesting to see people's comments on what kind of themes that they're looking forward to. I'm hoping that in the future that this can also turn into a fan-driven line where people actually vote and let us know which themes that they're looking for and excited about. So this is just essentially a line to have fun and just play around with some of the Transformers designs.
So I'm presuming, like you say, you're having fun because it's it's heavily Japanese orientated. You have something to do with Takara maybe as well.
Oh, just a little bit. Yeah. Obviously, that is their culture, that is their history. And when we presented that idea to them, they seemed to get really excited, and we had a wonderful back and forth talking about some of the history, some of the design details. It was just so much fun. To be honest, it's some of the most fun I've had designing Transformer figures, and I'm looking forward to doing more like that.
I think, again, as you say, Optimus Prime as an ox, Megatron as a boar. They really can become anything, which was great. I just want to pick up on what you said there about the same 4 core characters. We were discussing yesterday because somebody put a comment, it was brilliant, about Cyclonus and Rodimus coming involved as well.
That could be fun.
So, again, you've just said those specifically at the moment. All 4 core characters, but maybe in the future, other characters could potentially come involved?
These are essentially a Pulse exclusive. So these 4 will probably always be a Pulse exclusive. But what this also is testing the waters. If a certain theme does well, it is entirely possible that it will then branch out and maybe you'll see a figure show up in Legacy. Maybe somewhere else. Who knows? Because obviously Hearts of Steel had dozens of designs. People absolutely loved some of them, like the Shockwave and the Insecticons. So perhaps maybe in the future, if the Hearts of Steel line did pretty okay, or did well, they'll end up in mainline. So it's always a possibility that we could expand.
It's so good that, as you say, that some of the things are literally fan-driven now. So if they do well, we'll get more.
Yep.
which is great. Okay, I was very fortunate enough to handle and have a play with, obviously in review, Thundercracker, which is again, I mean, people are using perhaps the term mini masterpiece quite a lot.
Perhaps
he is definitely very worthy of that. But the only teeny little nitpick which people have been commenting on, and this is why we're going to ask you directly, is there is no greeble on him at all.
You are correct.
He looks super, super clean. Now, for me being an animation sort of purist, I really like that. But in answer to the people who want greeble, is there any reason why there isn't?
Well, essentially what we were looking for, because what we're showing off now is celebrating the 40th anniversary of the 1986 movie, we were really looking at capturing that look of the animation style. So obviously people are referencing perhaps the Megatron that came out last year, this year. What year is it? I don't remember.
The Megatron,
he came out this year. He has perhaps a little bit more greeble on him because he's almost like a transitionary phase between the high-end greeble of like Earthrise and Siege now to like a more cleaner animation 1986 style. So more than likely going forward, our 86 characters will be a little bit cleaner. Just because that is the style that we're going for. Obviously the Wind Charger as well. He has a little less greeble on him than some of the other ones that we've done. But that's probably the look that it will be going forward, just because we're trying to capture the essence of that animation look.
Right, okay. So this is something that I thought I noticed from last year, again, 2024. So I thought that last year was only going to be, because it was the 40th anniversary, we saw a huge, huge influx of what I thought figures, different toy lines, everything to celebrate this anniversary. So I don't know if it's just me, but it seems that there's lots more figures appearing, etc. Is it something... Is there a cap? Do you have a limit of how many? Excuse me. Do you have a limit of how many? Sorry about that, guys. We are in a working booth. Is there a limit of how many figures that you can perhaps produce? Are you capped for say? Can you not just keep producing figures? Is there something that stops you?
We have what is essentially a flat budget of the number of tools that we have to create a figure. And depending on the size class that you're in, it uses more tools than another. Obviously, you have Deluxe, you have Voyager that uses more, and you have Leader that uses even more than that. So the number can fluctuate depending on what characters or how many we're doing in each size class. So maybe we do a few less Deluxe, and that will get you perhaps an extra Voyager down the line. So it can fluctuate depending on how many characters we're putting in the different waves, if that makes any sense.
So the way that I sort of understood that was basically, let's just say you didn't do a Commander class one year.
Yes, that would probably get you 4 extra Deluxes.
That many?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Perhaps, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's brilliant to hear. So because one little subcategory or sub-little line of figures that I love, and again, it's been brought up loads of times over here. I love the Throttlebots.
Yes. Number one request I think we've gotten at the booth this year.
The Throttlebots, it's crazy. And again, I think they were so big in the UK because, again, I was referring to, so telling them they were pocket money toys, and the fact that kids generally had loads of them, you could put them in your pocket, etc. And it'd be great to see them, because I think we've only had Chase, and that was in one of the Power of the Primes trilogies, and we haven't seen any since. So.
Well, yeah, and the Chase that we did was obviously based off the Rescue Bots. It wasn't really based off of the Throttlebot design. So, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of the one that used the Bumblebee one. It wasn't Chase then, was it? It was the Power of the Primes, the Little Legends class.
Oh, yeah.
Or was it Chase? No.
Yeah.
It's the red one. Is the red one Chase? We're confused now. Anyway, there hasn't been one
it's
since
not
the Power
Searchlight, that's for sure.
No, it's not Searchlight. Freeway's blue, it's Chase.
Oh, it is Chase. I'm sorry. I immediately associate Chase now with blue with the Rescue Bots design, so now I'm like, wait, no, which one's the blue one? Yeah, okay. But obviously, man, that was a while ago.
Yeah, a long time. Exactly. So, we haven't had any in ages.
Yeah, now that I think about it. So perhaps we have built in some extra Throttlebots heads into a certain 86 Bumblebee mold. But you'll have to wait and see.
That's pretty specific, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, that's some other figures. Again, your recent collaboration with Skybound is incorrect. Skybound have obviously been working alongside you for ages, and that's really good to see.
Yeah.
And anybody who watches me knows that I'm all in on Skybound at the moment. Optimus is fantastic.
Thank you.
Again, talking about extra figures, Skybound have obviously created some of their own characters.
Yes, they have.
And due to what I'm imagining, the great relationship that you guys have working together, would it perhaps be fair to say that we could perhaps see many more Skybound figures?
I think at some point in the future, fans can expect Energon Universe characters to show up in one of our lines, one of our fan-targeted lines. I think that is completely reasonable to expect.
Well, we've already had comic book from Marvel UK, so
yep.
It could be a capsule.
Yep, you never know.
I think it's just great to hear that, because again, it just shows how many toy lines that as fans we can choose from if we wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. And one, yes, as you said, a lot of the creators that work at Skybound, especially like on the Transformer book, they're humongous fans and they're a delight to talk to about like all the Transformers stuff. And they have created, as you said, a couple characters now, and fans have been demanding, where is my Shred Head? Where is like all of this? So yes, I think at some point in the future they can expect those to get toy releases,
which is brilliant.
Yeah,
this one's a little personal, but I know a lot of people want this as well, and it's again purely because I was lucky enough to handle Sure Shot and Spoil Sport.
Okay.
Now this obviously in some way completes the 3 Autobot Targetmasters.
Yes.
However, of course, Crosshairs was unbelievably Siege. So what's that? 7 years ago? No,
Siege Ironhide. Yeah.
Siege, yeah. So and he didn't obviously come with his correct.
No, he did not.
Targetmaster. So would we maybe see a repackage of him with a Targetmaster, or could there be something a bit more special for him?
He might need to be a redo, but to be honest, that's probably Mark's territory, so I can't really comment for him on that.
Of course.
But maybe he'll get something new in the future. That's what I would say.
Brilliant. Okay, one last thing, and again, this is purely going to come down to you guys as well. This time last year, one of the main questions I asked Evan was about distribution, which I know is not his fault, but obviously we were like, in the UK, we were missing Ultra Magnuses, Trailbreakers, and Sunstreakers. Now, in the last 12 months, we've had obviously them appear.
Yep.
So this question is again putting it out to you guys, and they're just sort of proving as well that how much they do listen, and your comments are completely welcome on board. What sort of figure? It's fair to say that if there's enough demand, the figures will obviously.
We try to listen, and we know that there are some that people have had trouble getting. Obviously, Breakdown has been a big one, so I think people can expect a Breakdown reissue in the future. Obviously, we were listening to you, as you said, like with Grimlock, 86 Grimlock.
Yeah.
Yep, and things like that. So I guess we only know what is missing when people comment and are loud about it. So please, if there is something that has been hard to get, just be loud about it, and we will hopefully pick up on that, and we'll get that out there as soon as we can.
And that's brilliant to hear. So again, that's open to you guys, as I say. Anything that you think they're missing. Again, I've been trying to answer as many questions and comments as we can on these and in the future. And of course, I can always pass that on to Evan and the Hasbro team. So again, guys, any figures that you're really struggling or have struggled to get hold of, let us know now. And fingers crossed this time next year, we'll be saying exactly the same thing.
Yep.
As always, Evan, it's an absolute pleasure.
Always, dude.
I've loved working with you over the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been great.
Hopefully we've got again, keep your questions coming. I can try and get them answered. I can ask the people who are involved with it. But in the meantime, as always, guys, thank you for watching. Take care.